This is going to ruffle up some feathers, and I don't mean it to. But it will. I posit, as well as the early church fathers posit, as well as the scriptures posit, that prayer is worship. I recently engaged in a conversation with a Roman Catholic who claimed that that was not the case, in which I presented evidence from both scripture and the early church fathers which attest to it being so, that prayer is worship, and therefore any prayer towards Mary or the saints would be considered idolatry. I know that's typically something that they don't want to hear, because that would require them to anathematize the thing that they have offered anathemas against this entire time, as well as a couple other things. So it's going to present an issue with their theology, with their doctrine, with their hierarchical structure within the church, and their whole difference between dulia and latria. But dulia is still a form of worship. I mean, there's even people who will say that, yes, we absolutely worship the Mary and the saints, we just worship them to a lesser degree, which is still idolatry. And the position that ultimately arose in this conversation from the Catholic was one of a Unitarian position. Now, in case you don't know the difference between Unitarian and Trinitarian, Unitarian believes that Jesus Christ is not actually God, or that Jesus Christ is God in a mode, so a modalist Unitarian view, where there is one God and he takes on different modes. So you have God the Father, who operates throughout the majority of the Old Testament, and then you have God the Son, which is another mode of Jesus, and then you have God the Spirit, which is the third mode of God. Trinitarians propose, as is accepted by traditional doctrine, that God is three in one, three distinct persons, one being, all of them constantly existing in the same way, shape, and form as they have always existed, each of them being equally God, and none of them being any less God than the previous. The problem that ultimately arose with this Catholic's claims was that he was arguing from a Unitarian position that it would be impossible for Jesus Christ to have been a part of God, worshiping God, that it wouldn't make sense for him to be worshiping God in the garden before his arrest. Which requires you to go to a Unitarian position, either denying the deity of Christ or claiming that Jesus Christ and God the Father are one in mode, which is Unitarian. And that's just blatant heresy that's been dealt away with a long, long time ago. So I have to ask, what do you guys think? Have a good day and a great rest of the week.